Good morning, good afternoon. So we have readings from Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is a non-sectarian book of spiritual wisdom. Literally translated means Song of God, and has wisdom that anybody from any religion can relate to, hopefully. So we'll do today chapter 5, verse 18. First I'll read the Sanskrit. It originally was sung in the ancient Sanskrit language. Vidya Vinaya Sampane Brahmane Gavihastani Sunichaive Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshinaha. So the translation of this into English is: the humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned and gentle Brahmin, or priest, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater, or outcast. So basically this verse is talking about all different levels of species. We have a gentle Brahmin, which means basically an educated, spiritually educated person, like a priest or a sage. We have animals like a cow, an elephant, and a dog. And then we have a dog eater, which basically what we can relate to just means that kind of a social outcast, someone who you might look at and say, think that they're dirty, or, based on their external habits, we might judge them harshly. But we're learning in the Bhagavad Gita that a humble sage, which maybe we all want to strive to become, a sage, a wise, humble person, sees with equal vision all of these living beings. Why? Because they all have within them the same supreme spiritual spark. When I say the same, I mean it's made from the same quality and comes from the same source, but still each one is an individual. So instead of, judging one person different than another, of course we relate to people and animals differently based on their external body. I'm not going to go and hug a tiger and give it a kiss because that's dangerous. But spiritually, we can see that there is a spiritual spark inside each of these living creatures, and therefore from a spiritual standpoint relate to them in the same way in terms of giving them respect, giving them the right to live, treating them fairly and kindly as best we can. So we can read a little bit from the purport here. A Krishna conscious or God conscious person does not make any distinction between species or castes. The Brahmin and the outcast may be different from the social point of view, or a dog, a cow, and an elephant may be different from the point of view of species, but these differences of body are meaningless from the viewpoint of a learned transcendentalist. This is due to their relationship to the Supreme. For the Supreme Lord, by his plenary portion as Paramatma, which means basically super soul, the part of the Lord that's within all of us, you can call it Holy Spirit, is present in everyone's heart. Such an understanding of the Supreme is real knowledge. As far as the bodies are concerned, in different castes or different species of life, the Lord is equally kind to everyone because he treats every living being as a friend, yet maintains himself as Paramatma regardless of the circumstances of the living entities. So, no matter what, even inside of the cockroach, God is still there, and he's still, giving that cockroach the intelligence where to go to find food, and, gives him the ability to breathe. Yet the Lord still remains transcendental. He doesn't get caught up in the things that we're doing, but he remains there as a friend to all of us. The Lord is present both in the outcast and in the Brahmin, although the bodies are not the same. The bodies are material productions of different modes of material nature, but the soul and the supersoul within the body are of the same spiritual quality. So depending on our desires, we get different types of bodies, human, animal. Even within human, we might be strong, we might be fast, we might be smart, beautiful, or maybe none of those, but regardless, the soul is of the same quality within all of us. The similarity in the quality of the soul does not make them equal in quantity, for the individual soul is present only in that particular body, whereas Paramatma is present in each and every body. Some people say, I am God, but the thing is, if we're God, we would be aware of everything that's going on in every person's life or in every species' life. But that's not the case. We are only present in our own body, and God is present in every single living being's body. A Krishna conscious person has full knowledge of this, and therefore he is truly learned and has equal vision. The similar characteristics of the soul and the supersoul are that they are both conscious, eternal, and blissful. But the difference is that the individual soul is conscious within the limited jurisdiction of the body, whereas the supersoul is conscious of all bodies. The supersoul is present in all bodies without distinction. So, although we have times in our lives when we're troubled or angry or upset or miserable or this and that, the soul itself is above that. The soul is always blissful, eternal, conscious. It's just that the soul gets covered. But if we can access the soul, wake it up, in other words, then we can feel this bliss that we're all entitled to. It's our birthright. So, just to sum up this wonderful verse and how we can apply it in our lives, I'll read the verse again. The humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned and gentle Brahmin, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog-eater. So we can try to, although we do see differences in different species, it's nice to try to maintain a spiritual vision, knowing that God is present inside the hearts of every living creature, and therefore we can try to not judge people based on external differences, but to treat everyone with kindness and respect based on this fact that we're all spiritually brothers and sisters. And then we talked about how the soul is blissful, eternal, but how do we access that bliss? Well, there's different ways, but one simple way is to be connected to God and to Spirit through sound vibration. There's different mantras one can chant. There's different names of God one can chant. But one of them is the Hare Krishna mantra that you can try. So it serves like an alarm clock that wakes up the soul and reminds us where we come from and helps us to have this equal vision that we just read about. So you can join me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So that was a quick under 10-minute little spiritual words of wisdom from the Bhagavad Gita. It's nice if you can absorb yourself in it for hours a day, but if not, just take 10 minutes, read a verse, meditate on that verse throughout the day. So today you can meditate on how we're all equal spiritual living entities and try to treat others in this way. And do a little chanting with guitar or piano, trumpet, harmonium, any instrument you have. Chant Hare Krishna or any name of God. Have a beautiful day.